Somebody else is, I don't know if you can call this vacation or not, but our guy Aaron Rodgers is officially in his darkness retreat for the next 4 days where he contemplates his future. He's still in the art of contemplation about his future. But basically, since Derek Carr didn't elect to accept a trade from the Raiders to the Saints, we thought maybe that could be the first domino to fall. Aaron Rodgers, it looks like everybody's going to be kind of on pins and needles to see what happens with him, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, Aaron watched two real quarterbacks play on Sunday. It sent him into a room of darkness to try and get his life figured out. Here's what's interesting. At this point in his career, where Patrick Mahomes is, Aaron Rodgers was viewed in the same light that we now view Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we thought he was going to be the heir apparent to Tom Brady, the guy that chased and eclipsed or got close to Brady's accomplishments, and it just has not panned out that way. So it'll be interesting to see if or when the Packers move on from Aaron Rodgers. I was adamant at this time last year, Stormy, that they should have moved on from Aaron Rodgers then. Mm-hmm. They were getting younger at receiver once they got Devontae Adams. I said, Aaron's never going to be a mentor for young players. This is not his personality. That's not how he's wired. They could have had a full 17 games of Jordan Love with Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, Allen Lazard with no expectations to really find out, is this the group to take them into the next decade? Mm-hmm. But instead, wishy-washy with Aaron all year, drama surrounding them. Now they're in the same situation they were in last year with no more answers.
It's 3 off seasons in a row that we're having just Aaron Rodgers drama. Packers president Mark Murphy did say that he expects Rodgers to come back to them with a decision on his future by the start of free agency. First day of the new league year is in about a month. Today's February 14th, March 15th. So he's a month.
That's so crazy to me, Stormy. Like, you're coming back to us with a decision. I mean, let's put some facts on Aaron Rodgers. Packers at home. If they beat the Detroit Lions, they're in the playoffs. Who played bad? Aaron Rodgers. Last year, Niners at the Packers in the playoffs. How many points Green Bay score? Who played bad? Aaron Rodgers. 2 years ago, Tom Brady, the Bucks, NFC Championship game in Green Bay, Stormy. Who played bad? Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers. Like, this is 3 years in a row where your highest paid player, who's supposed to be at his best when the lights are the brightest and the stage is the biggest, has failed. And now I'm sitting here while he's in a dark room somewhere waiting on him to come and tell me, is he going to participate in helping us get back to a championship? Like, I'm over Big Dog. He's super talented. I mean, he's earned every penny, but as far as him being an elite player in that league, that ship is sailed for me.
What I don't like is that part of his contemplation about his future, he says, is just coming back to play football in general. Let's be real, Aaron. You have $60 million of reasons to come back. You're going to come back. It's just a matter of where, and it's one of those things. Okay, so before we get to potential landing spots then, like, what's the percentage chance you give him coming back to Green Bay?
100%. Well, I don't know about Green Bay, but 100% he's playing next year.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's not talk about how you need to go into a dark room and do something special to figure out that you're going to play football for another year.
I think he's a lot more celebrity than he is athlete these days. I think he's gotten really comfortable in that, like...
He likes being on Pat McAfee.
Yeah, tabloid type. Well, shout out to Pat McAfee, man. Heck of a arc that he's on.
Well, and it's incredible for him that he gets that regular Tuesday spot every week straight from the source, even if it is like...
I like McAfee. McAfee's doing a good job. But Aaron's, like, to me, more celebrity, tabloid-ish now than he is, I won a championship. And then Gronk called him on it. Well, I think I can win another MVP. Well, how about win a championship? Another championship, Aaron. Championship. It's a team game. Like, MVP. Come on, man.
Okay, well, and yeah, he has 4 of them and only 1 championship.
Right. So I mean, I don't get all the Aaron Rodgers fodder. I know that the New York Jets would give up everything. They might even give him like a percentage of the stadium or something, like if that's what it took to get him. Because that's
Joe Namath is willing to take the 12 out of retirement. They might give him Joe Namath jacket.
Remember that like mint that he wore? Like, hey, Aaron, you can get this. But why, if I'm an AFC team, would I think that in the NFC he can't lead a team to the Super Bowl in recent history? Why would I think he can come to the AFC where now he's got to go through Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and the like, and lead a team in the AFC past these guys?
I guess it's more so if you just think you're a team that has all the other pieces and you're just needing a quarterback to push you over the edge, right? Like, that's got to be the thought process of these teams that would be seeking him.
I think Green Bay had home field advantage the last 3 times I've seen him in the last game of the season, and he was the reason the Packers didn't win.
I just don't think that he is an easy, and I don't know him personally, obviously, but everything that we've heard in the media is that he's just not an easy person to work with, and it's the Aaron Rodgers show, and he's going to get what he wants. So where is that going to work somewhere else? Like, where are you going to have...
A lot of places.
Yeah, I guess.
That's just the... that's where the NFL is right now. I mean, this position, people are so starved for a player that has elite talent, and Aaron has elite talent. It doesn't always manifest itself into elite performances, but the talent is elite. And so if you're the Raiders, if you're the Jets, and you've been dealing with Zach Wilson and the like, and the Raiders, I mean, no knock on Derek Carr because I think he's a solid quarterback, but he's definitely not a superstar or spectacular in my mind. From a talent standpoint, Rodgers is a huge upgrade. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not he can come in and buy in and, be the great teammate and bring the leadership intangibles it takes to win a championship, I mean, he hadn't demonstrated that he's capable of doing that in a long time, but he's still a talent upgrade over Derek Carr, so I can see why teams would be interested. My thing would be, is the juice worth the squeeze? Or is the squeeze worth the juice? Forget if I'm saying it wrong. So. I mean, because look what you got to give up to get him. I mean, you're really mortgaging a lot to acquire him, and he's taking up a significant part of the cap, and I don't think he's going to take a discount. He didn't do it to keep Davante Adams, so I'm pretty sure
so do you think
he's not doing anywhere else.
Do you think that the Jets and reuniting with his former OC and Nathaniel Hackett is the spot? Do you think that it's reuniting with Davante Adams in Vegas is the spot? Was
Nathaniel Hackett really the OC in Green Bay?
Stop.
I mean, I thought the head coach calls the plays. They said Nathaniel Hackett was Aaron Rodgers' handler. Like he was the guy that was the go-between with.
Well, then maybe that's the perfect situation for Aaron, that he can call his own shots.
Hackett called the plays last year in Denver, and it did not look special.
All right. Well, the Derek Carr side of things, though, we know that he's going to get cut this week. If he's not if he's not cut by Wednesday, the Raiders owe him $40.4 million.
Here's what's interesting.
So,
are we sure the Raiders have decided that they aren't going into next season with Derek Carr as their starting quarterback?
I thought so.
Be interesting.
You would think.
Interesting.
Well,
what,
I thought
40,
it was silly that they gave him the new deal this past offseason to begin with. Like I didn't understand the logic behind that, but now you've put yourself in a real tough position. Either pay the man or let him go, because he already said that he's not going to accept the trade to the Saints. He was out there visiting New Orleans, and I don't blame him for that at all. He is like, why would you go to a place that has to give up assets, and then you're also helping up the team that doesn't want you? So I understand what he's doing.
I'm not going to be shocked if Derek Carr isn't cut by Wednesday. And
really?
He's the starting quarterback next year for the Raiders. The problem and the issue, well, not a problem, but the thing with a quarterback like Derek Carr from an organizational standpoint, Stormy, are you sure that you're getting somebody better? Is Baker Mayfield better than Derek Carr? Is Gardner Minshew better than Derek Carr? Where they're sitting currently in the draft, they're not going to get Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud. So if you have to trade for Aaron Rodgers with the deficiencies they have in a talent standpoint on defense, like they need to acquire some defensive guys that other people would want, but not named Max Crosby. Like they got to get better on that offensive line. So what would you have to give up to get Aaron Rodgers, and can you get enough pieces on? I'm not convinced that they're not getting rid of Derek Carr, and he's not going to be the starting quarterback.
Well, it's just, I mean, they sit him for Jared Stidham. They tell him to go home. At the Pro Bowl, he does his full goodbye, and he's talking trash about how, have you ever been this hot in Vegas? Well, if I was, I'd probably be on the team here. So, he's all but said his goodbyes. But I guess, then again, Jimmy Garoppolo did that last year with the 49ers, and he ended up coming back. I just think that $40.4 million, if you're not confident in your guy, seems a little bit unrealistic. There are certainly some potential landing spots out there for Carr.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.